All right, guys. So today I'm going through this petition that Bryan Kohberger wrote saying now he doesn't think he's guilty. So he pleaded guilty, okay? And now he's deciding he's not guilty. He said, I don't think I'm guilty. So if you guys don't know about this guy, this dude killed four college students, four people in Idaho. And they got him. His dad flew out from Pennsylvania. They were on a road trip across the country back to Pennsylvania to his parents' house. They pulled him over like twice in Indiana, and they got him in Pennsylvania. So obviously they took him to trial, did all the stuff. He said, I'm guilty. Okay, so they sentenced him 4 consecutive life sentences in prison. And now he's coming out and he's going, you know what, guys? Somebody messed up here. I don't really think I'm guilty. I don't think this is right. So I'm going to go over here. This is great because it's handwritten. This is a handwritten document from Bryan Kohberger, and it's a petition and affidavit for post-conviction relief. So he's challenging he's challenging basically the conviction. He's challenging the verdict, so to speak. And somebody on one of my other videos commented that my bias is showing or something like that on the Gerhardt case. And I just want to say, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a dude. I don't have really anyone to talk to about this, and I'm interested in this stuff. And I'm trying to be unbiased going through these documents, but I never said I don't have a bias. Like in some of these cases, I'm like, oh yeah, this dude killed this dude, and I'm going through the documents, but I'm not saying I have zero bias, right? So I'm trying to be impartial here, but some of these cases are, like the dude that beat up the girl, the cop. What are you gonna be unbiased for there? Okay, State of Ohio, Bryan C. Kohberger versus State of Ohio. Idaho Maximum Security Institution, name and location of the court. So name and location, case, offense convicted, 4 counts of capital murder and felony burglary. Date of sentence, July 23rd. Life without parole plus 10 years are the terms. Okay? So here he goes. So check whether a finding of guilty was made after a plea of guilty was. Did you appeal from the judgment of conviction? No, I didn't appeal. Docket number. State concisely all grounds on which you base your application for post-conviction relief. Use additional sheets if necessary. So he says ineffective assistance of counsel during criminal proceedings. Plea not knowingly or voluntarily entered because it was induced by unkept promises. Plea not voluntarily entered because of threats asserted by petitioner's legal counsel. So now he's saying that he was not voluntarily entered the plea. So when they ask you, were you coerced by anyone? Were you told by anyone? You say, no, this is my plea. Now he's saying, not true. Prior to this petition, have you filed with respect to this conviction? Petitions in state or federal courts? No. For habeas corpus, any other petitions, motions, or applications? No. File the petition. Okay. So if your application is based upon the failure of counsel to adequately represent you, state concisely and in detail what counsel failed to do in representing your interests. What'd they do wrong, bro? What'd your lawyer do wrong, you saying? He's saying failure to disclose of or review exculpatory evidence, unknown hair in Chapin's hand during plea discussions. Counsel's insistence that petitioner's plea need not be truthful despite petitioner's vehement denial of actual guilt. So he's saying his counsel was insisting that the petitioner's plea doesn't even need to be factual. Promises made by counsel regarding LWAP status, immediate contact visits, freedom of movement, employment are elaborate lies. Are you seeking leave to proceed in forma pauperis, that is requesting the proceedings to be a county expense? Yes. So he's expecting the county to pay for this. Are you requesting the appointment of counsel to represent you in this case? If your answer is yes, you must fill out a motion of appointment. Yes. State specifically the relief you seek. A withdrawal of a guilty plea. So no explanation needed there. He is saying, I am not guilty. I want to withdraw my guilty plea. The petition may be accompanied by affidavit support of the petition. July 26, blah, blah, blah. Bryan Kohberger. I certify under penalty of perjury, state of Ohio, that the foregoing is true. Certificate of mailing. So here's the county. Boom, Bryan Kohberger. Affidavit of facts in support of post-conviction petition. County of Ada, Bryan Kohberger. It is hereby declared that during attorney-client discussions, most of which included all members of Bryan Kohberger's immediate family, Petitioner was convinced to falsely confess to capital murder and felony burglary by coercion, disinformation, false promises, and the withholding of exculpatory discovery. So he's saying his lawyers didn't give him his discovery. They promised him stuff that never happened. The following is material to the inception of the plea. 1. Counsel's failure to inform petitioner of exculpatory discovery received during plea discussions, namely clumps of unknown hair found in Ethan Chapin's hands. Okay, so he's saying his lawyer didn't tell him about the unknown hair found in Ethan's hands. Ethan's one of the people that was killed, as well as a failure of further inquiry. Petitioner was convinced that actual guilt was not an important factor in considering plea acceptance. Death row was imminent and advised to lie. So he's saying his counsel advised him to lie. Petitioner was to gain a legal victory in entering a false plea. So you were going to win legally by entering this plea. 3, a gross misrepresentation of and promises regarding what a life sentence would immediately afford petitioner. And a gross misrepresentation of death row in Idaho, including an elaborate fabricated story of counsel's horrific experience touring an actual 8x8 death row cell, all communicated to petitioner and his family allegedly by IDOC through counsel, thus constituting threats and promises made to induce a plea agreement. So basically, he's saying his counsel made promises of what his life would look like and what opportunities and what things he would be afforded for a life sentence. And you're saying they lied about that, and they misrepresented what death row would look like, okay, is what he's saying. I certify under penalty of perjury. So there it is, there's that. So that's it. So what do you guys think about this? Real quick and easy, it's handwritten. So this dude's basically saying, I pled guilty, and now he's saying, you know what? I've decided I'm not guilty. I've decided I don't like this life in prison thing, and I'm not guilty, and you guys can blame my lawyer. So what do you guys think about this? You guys think this is gonna go through? You think he's gonna get another trial? What do you think is gonna happen here? Keep him in there, man. Keep him in there, you know?